when virtue signaling goes drastically wrong. I love watching this kind of thing and laughing at these idiots on social media who are trying to cancel all normal people. We've been fighting the war here on the channel of board gaming, where you'd think that that would be a hobby that these SJWs couldn't infiltrate. It's just families playing around a tabletop, Ticket to Ride or Monopoly or whatever, right? You'd be very wrong. They're trying to cancel all conservatives and Christians. I've done multiple videos on Watch It Played, Rodney Smith, Rado, the board game reviewer, the Dice Tower, and more, as they've gone out there and they've gone out of their way to try to make it so normal people are not welcome with their children in board gaming. It's a very bizarre thing. Eric Lang is one of those people who's been fighting this fight for a long time, and to the point where it's actually just caused so much trouble. I don't know why anybody listens to him anymore. He's gotten me banned from the Game Manufacturers Association because he complained and went crazy because he can't stand that a Hispanic man exists and opposes his politics at the end of the day. Eric Lang is probably racist in that regard because I should be able to think how I want, Eric, without your trying to cancel me at the end of the day. But now he's trying to cancel women. Yes. And it's not going very well for little Eric. We'll talk about that in just a second. All right, my name is John Delarose. I'm a #1 best-selling author and award-winning comic creator, and I've got my Overmind on pre-order. So I've got a comic and a novel. So if you guys like to read science fiction, comic books, it's all on here. This is a 66-page graphic novel, plus a full novel with it. And I've got all of my books down in the description below. If something suits your fancy, I'd love you to check it out. We are making non-woke content that's a lot of fun for everybody. And it's good stuff. We're going to get into games soon enough, but we're building the platform, guys. We'll get there. I've got a card game in development based on my properties right now that they're not going to be able to stop, and it's going to be fantastic to watch them cry when we release it. So check it out. Support the channel. Grab this in the description below. I appreciate you guys for being there. All right, Eric Lang, one of our favorite subjects here on the channel. He had tried to cancel me multiple times. He's just been a complete woke a-hole out there to a lot of different people. Just somebody who is just one of the worst of the industry. I don't even know what he does other than complain about things and then steal other people's game mechanics, combining them together. One of the most overrated game designers, all because of his skin color, which he reminds you about over and over and over again because otherwise he wouldn't have a job. All right. He goes, most studies of gamer demographics find that men are approximately 55% of the market, which naturally flows that non-men are 45% of the market, not non-men. I can't even get through the tweet. Yeah, there's a word for that, Eric. It's called women. My God. But we'll parse out the tweet in a second. Hold on. There's no legit reason why at least 45% of the gaming professionals shouldn't be non-men. And yet, and he'll continue in a second. Now, here's something interesting. And again, of course, these SJWs advocate hiring proportionately via demographics. So by that, black people should only have 13% of jobs at most. And this is a bad road to go down. Obviously, when I look to hire an artist or whatever for my books, I don't look at race or gender or any of that. I look at, oh, I like that art. That's going to fit the book. That's all that should matter when you're hiring people. It's stupid. But this is what these people focus on in order to try to harass people in the industry. And that's all it's about. They want to harass folk into hiring their friends so that they can then take over the industry and destroy it. We've seen it in every creative entertainment industry so far. I don't know where these stats come from. I've been to board gaming conventions. I've been to game stores when they have their Magic the Gathering tournaments and all that. There's never 45% of women out there. It's always like 90% men, 10% women. So bizarre stat, which he doesn't elaborate on where he gets this from. I think that's BS by itself. But this is the thing. There's women's hobbies and men's hobbies back in the day. And these SJWs want to make it so there's no such thing as a men's hobby. They want to make everything into a women's hobby. And they do that because when they do that, they can make it not about the hobby. They can make it about the feelings of the politics and all that around it and actually start to enact their social justice bullcrap. That's all it's about, trying to ruin it so we can't just sit here and play Ticket to Ride and enjoy ourselves. I don't care who I'm across the table with. I'm playing my game. But they want to make it about that, right? All the time. You have to sit here and just be bombarded with this. It's a communist tactic. And the next communist tactic is something that's muddying language. So yes, it's men and women. There are two sexes. That's it. Nothing else exists. okay? Everything else is a figment of your own imagination. I'm sorry, the Zerzemzs of the world are just people who are just being obnoxious, A, or mentally unstable, B, and I'm not going to play to that. And I don't think anybody else needs to either. So the word is women, Eric Lang. It's not non-men, okay? But he continues further on this, all right? So this is where he goes, and this is going to be the end result. Gaming professional demographics do not match our audience. I again, he doesn't back up his stats. Don't know where he gets that from. You can call the efforts to lift up more non-white. What's this have to do with white? I thought this had to do with gender stat. Oh, okay. Non-men professionals diversity, but I call it recalibration. As you can see, Eric Lang is racist against white people, and that's what this is really about. You can call the barriers to recalibration many things, but I prefer the accuracy. Racism and sexism. You see how immediately anybody who disagrees with Eric Lang is a racist or a sexist. He wants to call you names. He wants to demean you. He wants to unperson you. And that's their entire gambit here so they can retain their industry clout because they can't do it on their merits alone. They really can't. We're not cartoon characters. You kind of are, Eric. We're people. Messy. Complicated. People aren't racist or non-racist, but you just said people were racist and... Okay. He's word salading. Okay. Behaviors and symptoms are most certainly are racist and sexist. And those symptoms are supported by folks with a lot of power screaming, get politics out of gaming. Yeah, we don't want politics in our gaming. We want to be able to game without the nonsense, Eric. That's the whole point, is we're having fun with our families without you harassing us, okay? I don't want to have my children sit there and learn how to put condoms on cucumbers because you want to sexualize everything all the time with your weird LGBTQ crap. It shouldn't have to happen. I shouldn't have to be forced into that at conventions, at gaming stuff. I should be able to just enjoy my time with my kids without weirdos involving themselves. That's it. We saw at Gen Con recently that with Eric Lang's little muddying of the waters of what non-men and what are doing, that a trans woman was housed with a woman, an actual woman, let's call it, a birthing person, yes. And they did this because they want a virtue signal that they're the same. So they put the volunteers in the same room together. The trans person went out there and got super drunk and then forced themselves on this woman at the end of it. The woman wrote a scathing rant, which I've covered and done a video about. You can find that on my channel. And that's the end result of the wokeism. Because you can't define what a woman is, you get a weird sexualized person in there with a woman who's just trying to volunteer for gaming, who's getting drunk, who's being degenerate, and you get rape accusations afterwards. That's it. So you want to muddy the waters, you're going to ruin society. And that's what Eric Lang's trying to do at the end of the day. He wants to promote more of this. We're going to see more sexual assaults at these conventions as we add these deviant lifestyles to the board gaming stuff. We're going to see more crazy stuff. We're going to see pedophilia at these conventions. There's a book about it. I don't want to say wonderful, but it is real. It's by Moira Graylin called The Last Closet, where she details her abuse by her LGBT parents at these conventions. It's a thing that Eric Lang wants to promote in all of this stuff, and that's the end result. But he goes crazy even further. I think that folks have no concept how much unscalable effort it takes to change the mind of even one fragile ego who threatens going right-wing when their feelings get hurt by exposing their behavior. So you see what he's trying to harass just normal people into going, wait a minute, like women are a thing. It's not non-men, it's women. Nor how toxic it is to blame bad behavior on people calling it out. And then immediately, it's funny and ironic how he talks about fragile ego. But the minute somebody disagrees with him, Eric Lang will block everybody because he has a fragile ego. He can't handle even the most remote of criticism on the fact that he's talking about this non-men BS instead of actually women. TERFs blocks. And TERFs means trans exclusionary something female. I don't know. Something like that. And that's what he's doing. This thread is not a space for your BS. So there he goes. Mr. Fragile Ego blocks anybody who goes, wait a minute, Eric, what are you talking about here? And the responses are amazing. So there's a whole thread. If you search Eric Lang on Twitter, you'll see all these people going just like, dude, what the hell are you doing? This is nuts. And these are all left-wing people because he's blocked everybody else on the internet. Here it is, the non-men archive. Women are really pissed at Eric Lang for doing this, and for good reason. It's good stuff. So you can look that up. You can't look up him right now because he went and protected his tweets so that people can't actually see his tweets on the outside at this point. Mr. Fragile Ego, Eric Lang. They always go protected. They always do. It's really funny. All right, so that's Eric Slang's woke nonsense of the day, guys. He's been trying to cancel everybody, center, right, even some left-wing people who aren't left enough. He's been doing this for years, and this behavior needs to be called out. We need to stop these little children who are walking around in adult skin suits from ruining everything from everybody else. Board gaming is a family hobby, and we should be able to be existing in this space without the harassment of people like Eric Lang, like Rodney Smith, like Tom Vassell every single day. And we're going to keep calling it out because nobody else will. We're going to be the ones who change board game culture for the better, and we're going to make board gaming great again. All right. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit that like and subscribe button. And of course, make sure to support the channel. Check out Overmind. We have a wonderful book. I absolutely know you're going to enjoy it. We have it digitally out to all backers now. They've been saying they love it. It's good stuff. We'll see you guys soon.